Sorry, just talking to my wife. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. I want to thank Arkansas first, Coach Cal. I mean, for obviously they have he's so widely respected in what he's done in the game, and for him to come and play this game for us and play here, and obviously the support in Arkansas when it was a charity game. So I just can't thank him enough for. He probably had 20 schools calling him, asking him to play. So can't thank him enough. Can't thank the fans that came and supported it, and for the charity, and the Arkansas fans included. Probably the first time I thank the opponent's fans, but we really do appreciate it. So really proud of our guys. We had a great 10 days of practice, and how we responded down the stretch really showed out. I mean, after that timeout, our execution, and I think it was down 13 if I have it right. I mean, our execution was about as good as it could be offensively, especially plays out of the timeout. Great execution, and then just went on a run after it. Just found it, just kind of stuck with it. So it was, as I told the guys afterwards, you earned it because of the 10 days of practice that we put in since our last scrimmage. I was proud of. I was demanding, and I have to be demanding with this group, and they responded, and we got different, became different. And got better for it, and it had a little, we weren't great early, but we were really good in the last, 6-7 minutes, whatever that was. But really proud of our guys and how they responded against a really good team, really well coached team, and I think a great game. I mean, I wish there were more people here to see this game, and but I can't thank all the fans that came. What a great night. Thank you, Dickies, and. I would thank the barbecue place. I don't know if they're connected or not, but I think they are somewhat degree. So that's how I came up with that. But and then can't thank our guys. I mean, we had some good performances, and we had some things that were not so good. But we battled, and I just liked how we did it down the stretch. It was execution. I mean, even the last couple of plays, the fouling down the stretch and doing it. We did it exactly how you'd want to do it down the stretch. And again, we got to make them take the shot that they wanted to do that we won.
You mentioned the fouling down the stretch. That was Frankie. He also had a couple really important baskets and loves to Ernest. Just talk about his performance tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's weird. And we saw that I thought we were practicing pretty well. We hit a low. We play our first scrimmage, and we didn't play like we were practicing. And even the start of this game, we didn't play like we were practicing. Like we're over-penetrating, and I think he did a little of that. But we talked at halftime, and I thought he was tremendous in the second half with just the passing that he did, and even that run right out of the timeout, he made the right passes. So, he's different than what we've had because he really wants to pass. He's a pass-first guy. And he takes great pride in his defense, and so I think we can really be different and be good with them as our guards. I know we're new. I know we have so many new guys, and it's. I guess we're not picked as high as we've been. We finished the last couple of years, but I think we're gonna be fine. I think we're gonna be good, and like they said, these 10 days were huge for us. Didn't shoot it great. The rebounding is a little troubling, but we're not turning the basketball over. And we're playing against really good teams. I mean, I tried to get a concerted effort. Obviously, we played Alabama, but with the 2 games, I wanted to play exhibitions if we could, and the best teams we could possibly get. We did a pretty good job of doing that. So, again, thanks, Coach Cal.
On Tuesday, you said Ernest is going to have to be the best big on the floor most nights. How did he kind of responded in terms of
He was good, and he's funny because, I still feel like he could have done more. But we got him 27 minutes. We said we had 25 is what he has to play, but he has to do things right to do it. And there's a couple breakdowns on the run and that they did. But we're asking him to do a lot, but, he should be doing a lot. And that's what we're trying to get across to him. But, defensively, he's unique. Offensively, he's improved. And he's exciting, fun, great kid. We have great kids. I'm just happy for them because they were different. We had to do things that they're not used to doing these last 10 days. I asked them to do things, and they were more focused. they became different in how they approach things. And now we got to do it after this game with a quick turnaround on Monday. It's a little different with the exhibition / now you go play a home game in our arena. So we'll see how they handle this going forward. So Ernest was very good, but yet I still am demanding of him that he can be better.
We talked about the defense on Tuesday and held an Arkansas team to get out and run to a pretty good score. And were you happy with the performance?
Yeah, I mean, 40% of the second half is what I think. I can't figure out these quarter things, but that's what we have to do. I mean, way too many. We gave them 7 layups in the first half and 5 threes, which is, I think, what we can't do. And one was a bank, so we'll live with that. But there's a couple breakdowns, and certainly the defense got better in the second half. Other thing really stood out to me is our 8 turnovers, which we've been low turnovers in these games, so that's a good sign. That was our number one thing offensively. We had to cut down turnovers. That was probably the worst number we had in my career last year. Was that, and it definitely was a hindrance to our offensive execution and efficiency.
You knew you were going to have to rely on young guys this year. What did you think of Micah and David? And some
I mean, we recruited them with that in mind. I mean, I think, there's I never been a guy that had to count on freshmen. I guess DeJuan was the one. Taft was the one at Pittsburgh. Desmond, Jalen. You're probably going to struggle if you're doing that. But, there's different things in play. You're going to have to probably go with some younger guys going forward here, and physically they can do it. Punch and Micah, I mean, physically, they have that. They're going to have to use it. But I thought they both were really good, and there's some things they got to work at, things we got to get better at. But they care, and they're physical, and they're tough kids. I don't think either guy's missed a practice the entire year. I mean, like 80 practices we've had so far, workouts could say. I don't think either one of them is good. And we need to go down. Jason's a freshman, Isaiah's a freshman, so they can go down the list. Sean gave us some really good things too, and he's been sick. But we think with the 3 guards, and we got to get RJ and see where Ashton get to, but they're clearly ahead of everybody, and we need those guys on the floor. So if we figure out the forwards, every guy's been good. No one's been great, and that's kind of where you can see that with the rotation. We've started different lineups at that spot, and we're certainly not settled in at those spots. Clearly, the 2 guards have been separated themselves, and Ernest, no question. But Punch is right there, and Malik's been really good for us. As I said, the most pleasant surprise on that. But he hasn't played a lot in the last year.
You went 12 deep today. Is that something?
Yeah, I don't think we can continue that, but they've all earned it. They've worked hard. We'll see. And probably that was why we were able to come back strong, I think. I think both teams looked a little tired down the stretch as we were running up and down. There's a couple possessions, and I think we maybe our depth helps us a little bit. We won. There was a couple plays where down the stretch where I didn't call timeout, didn't call play. They just seemed to be slow getting back, and we had a couple open looks where we just didn't until we got the one from Brendan. So let them go a little bit there, but I just felt that they looked more tired than us, and that's how we were able to get that open shot from Brendan down the stretch. How about him diving on the floor, huge play, hitting the 3. And that's what we're trying to get to him. We've kind of figured he's a little better defender than we give. He's not the best, most athletic, the quickest guy, but he's in the right place often, and seems to rebound at a pretty good rate. Though he only had 2 today, but that was used. He's the guy that makes the least amount of mistakes. I guess the 3 turnovers were steals, I should say, were huge for him. But certainly we're fine. Those 5 guys, it's going to be hard to figure out those forwards, those 5 guys. That thing's going to be a battle, and we're going to have to figure that out. Or maybe we don't. It'll be a different guy each time.
Looks like you guys you found an exploit there with the high screen and roll and just letting your day kind of crashed to the basket?
Yeah.
That's something y'all have been working on.
Well, I mean, we have, and we didn't do it last week or 2 weeks ago, and you know, we addressed it, and I was very disappointed in myself for not addressing it during the game or getting it changed during the game. But we spent 10 days on it, and you know, it was what made us better offensively. We got to shoot a little better. I thought what we really did better at the end was we penetrated the pass, which is probably my favorite phrase, and we didn't do it early. They blocked some shots that were simply just bad shots. I don't know how many blocks did they have. 10. I mean, like some of them were like armpits, so I mean that's probably not a good read, and. That's, you know, explained it to him, and then we did down the stretch, and that was the difference. We got money there.
Any last question, Coach?
Just can't thank the people for supporting it and being there, no matter what color they're wearing. So, thank you all. Did I get the barbecue question right? Did anybody hear that?
I think it's an EY, not an IES.
Oh, is it different?
Yeah, I think it's different,
I
yeah.
think it is.
How do you feel about getting mic'd up in that timeout, though?
Well, the players were like, they're like, because I was calling the play. I did not know that was going to be the case. And I thought I was going to meet with them and talk to them. But the players were like, they're hearing the play, they're hearing the play. Well, we got an open shot out of it. So they might hear, they may know what the play it is, what we're calling it, but we just had to execute it. So they were very bothered by that. But just goes to show, hopefully a lesson. Execution matters. All right?
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thank you all.